WCLN 1170 Radio and Cable Channel 16 are pleased to present We Should Know, hosted by J.W. Simmons, an upbeat, informative look at people, places, and issues facing our community. This education-based analysis of issues will remain positive and informative as we consider closely what we should know.
Folks, welcome back. We Should Know is on the air. I want to thank you for being with us today. This is the time of the year that we usually kind of look forward at 2024. We look back at the last year, 2023, and we're asking ourselves that question that oftentimes folks ponder. What just happened to 2023? And when we look forward at 2024, what have we got on our mind doing? Some people call it things that you thought you should have done in 2023. There's all kinds of reasons, but we've asked several people in the community, somewhat at random, just to give us their thoughts on that. And up first with their thoughts is Matt Stone, who is Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce right here in Sampson County. Following him is Robert Stroud, who is a mason, one of the well-known brick people here that does some very creative work. And following Robert is Miss North Carolina, Taylor Lloyd. Again, look at the first segment, and we're looking forward to knowing what you think about this show. Let's talk a bit about the challenges you've had in 2023 as Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce here in Clinton, Sampson.
2023, it's in the books. We're looking forward to 2024. This past year, there's always challenges with any organization with looking for growth and getting the folks back out. 2024 is going to be different. We're going to get the people out. We're going to have more events on the calendar, and we're trying to get our volunteer base back up and going. In the past, or I guess it was kind of pre-COVID, we had a bunch of folks fall off. They were heavily involved as committee chairs and serving on different committees. And after COVID, it just they went away. We've reached out to several of them, trying to get them back involved. But I think it's time for the next group of community leaders, business leaders to step up into some of these roles. We've got a great board of directors. They're all volunteers, but the more engagement we can have with our membership, the better it will be for the community, the better it will be for the chamber, the better it will be for retention, and help move the needle in Clinton and Sampson County.
Well, 2024, we see the continuation of the leadership program the chamber does?
Absolutely. We've got the junior leadership program going on with the high school juniors from our 4 county high schools and Clinton High School. We're looking to expand that and include the private schools within the county, and also do a kind of a condensed version, kind of like a boot camp, maybe like over a 1-week period during the summer, to allow some other folks, some other students to get access to the program, because it's very competitive. The adult, companion course to that, we're bringing it back, but we're doing it different. There will still be the, field trip aspect to it, getting out and seeing and doing different things throughout the county. But also there'll be more of a leadership component. I feel like that was a team building exercise, class project, something that at the end of the course, the individuals will recognize growth within themselves, as well as their peers, and folks in the community will be able to recognize that also. So
I hear you saying that the chamber is a lot about relationships. When we look at the county and the size of the county, there's multiple municipalities out there. Is that something that you look at in 2024, maybe galvanizing more of that relationship building between the municipalities and the businesses and industries in the county?
Yeah, I think that, we're a large county, as everybody knows, and we run north to south. We are the largest county in the state of North Carolina, unless you ask somebody from Lumberton, but hopefully that's outside the viewing area. So yeah, there's a lot of ground to cover, and a lot of different interests and pockets throughout the county. But I think that we can all, if we work together, a win for your neighbor can be a win for you too. And that's one thing that I'd like to focus on is bringing folks together, whether it's the different local governments or representative from different areas in the county to see what we can do to put our heads together to move the needle.
How does technology impact what the chamber does, and do you see that expanding in 2024?
Yes, we've been working on the website, and that's kind of your front door these days is your presence on the internet, social media, and your website as well. And so we're trying to develop content, well, not necessarily content, more information for our website that is useful to folks that are interested in the chamber, interested in what we've got going on, the different programs that we do, as well as the events. And so yeah, we've made some updates, added some pages, and we've been rolling those out here and there. Have yet to do a total overhaul, but that may be in the future.
What are you hearing from businesses as it relates to what their challenge is going to be, or their opportunities is going to be for 2024?
I feel like a lot of folks, it's been more of the same since COVID. It's finding good help and keeping good help. I know it's been tough. Same thing here. We've had some staff turnover. So just keep moving in the right direction.
We hear a lot about supply chain. How is that impacting our businesses?
I think there is still some lingering COVID logistics that are impacting maybe special projects. I'm not sure about day-to-day operations. I feel like we've kind of gotten over most of that hump. I know in the construction world, they're still seeing some lag on particular parts or materials on back order, and have been on back order since COVID. But hopefully we're getting back to where we need to be. I know we're light years ahead of where we were 2 years ago, as far as that's concerned.
I'm hearing a lot about this need for people that will work and do hands-on kind of jobs, technical skills, labor force. Is businesses hurting because we don't have that many people that have the skills to actually do certain jobs? Yeah,
I mean, the trades are just manual labor in general. I think you can find those folks, but, for example, we've got a lot of industry in the area as it relates to metalwork. So, I mean, you don't want to constantly poach from one another. If we can grow that pool of the labor pool, then we can be in a much better position. We're not fighting amongst ourselves. Maybe this can be a destination for folks that want to get involved in a particular trade like metalwork. I know the community college has got a great program, and they're working hard to get more folks credentialed and licensed and certified in all different trades. A lot of these guys that were doing trades, brick mason, plumbing, electrical, a lot of those guys with COVID decided they're going to retire. And they didn't necessarily have somebody to turn the business over to, whether it was someone that's been working with them for a while or a family member that was up and coming. But those jobs are in demand. Folks in those particular trades, they can make their own hours and decide what kind of rate they want to charge, because they're few and far between right now.
When we think about proximity and our relationship to major cities like Fayetteville, Raleigh, even Wilmington, where we are, how critical is that for you to kind of help grow business here and to entice people to be part of this chamber community in Sampson County?
Yeah, well, I feel like different areas of the county are going to experience different types of growth. Obviously up towards Newton Grove, that Raleigh sprawl coming down 40, what it hit Clayton, Benson, Newton Grove is not too far down the road, especially with the industrial park going in up there. That's a big deal. So folks will be looking to relocate, maybe bring in some new industry. And along with that come a lot of mom and pop shops, the existing mom and pop shops. That's more money circulating in the area, more dollars in their pocket. And you'll have, new business and probably some new residential growth as well. Same thing, Salemburg, Autryville, Roseburg area, Western Sampson, with Fayetteville's growth. They're going to see that before the rest of it. I think right now it's more concentrated in the residential development, but with more people, more money to spend, it can go to the local shops or some new shops pop up.
Sounds great. Looking forward for 2024 with the chamber. Anything else?
No, I'm excited about 2024. Look forward to things to come.
Obstacle in 2023 was no help. Working by myself every day until June, and then I run across a fellow in June, and he's been with me ever since. Biggest challenge, entranceway walls out at Changing Paths out here on Highway 421 behind Farm Bureau, which is going to be soon to be a drug rehab center. And there were some pretty massive entranceway walls there. And so that was probably my biggest challenge, besides working by myself until I found help. 2024 seems to be looking good as far as work lined up in my area, in the masonry business. I've got house at Caheri Country Club that's going to have some pretty massive steps and walls to it, remodel job. And then I've got a lot of stuff lined up for 2024. 2024 looks to be good. If I can keep the same guy with me I've had since June, that will be a blessing.
When you look at what you do as it relates to masonry and you think about all these years you've been doing this, have you seen any changes in the way you do your job, the expectation of the public, the whole art of masonry? I think it's just listening to you over the years, the expectation has just continues to elevate. Yeah,
things are more elaborate. It seems like, years ago when I learned this trade from my father back in, started with him in 73. And it just basically plain Jane homes. And now, your average home back then was 1,400 to 1,700 square feet probably. And now you're looking at 3,000 up, and then a lot of these homes, if they didn't have the fancy and elaborate brickwork, they want to add some stuff to it to give it more character, more detail. And that was some stuff I wasn't really taught, but I've had to learn it, and I like a challenge, but a lot of times these so-called jobs that are challenged are time consuming, which runs into expense, so. But like I said, that's the way things look for me, and I'm blessed to be here. And I get calls, like I told you a while ago, that people say, I understand you're the best. I said, no, I'm not the best, but I am one of the few that's still living.
Robert, do you see things continuing to go up as it relates to materials, things you have to deal with, and your cost as it relates to producing a lot of things you produce?
I think things are leveling a little bit, maybe coming down on material prices. You still get that fuel charge. People are having to get extra for the price of fuel. If it's concrete trucks, if it's brick delivery trucks or lumber trucks or whatever. But things are still higher than they were 5 years ago. But they've come down some. I think they're down a little bit more than back when COVID first hit. But it looks a little bit brighter than it has in the past. But that's where I am for 2024. And I just hope everybody has a healthy and prosperous new year.
North Carolina 2023 in Clinton, North Carolina. Taylor, tell us what was your biggest challenge in 2023, and what do you see as the biggest opportunity for you for 2024?
I think in 2023, I was really, really busy all year. Even before I won the title of Miss North Carolina in June, I was the lead role in an opera. I sang with the UNC Chapel Hill Symphony Orchestra, and as a student at UNC. And so finding those moments to breathe even then, I really had to prioritize that for myself. And then after winning Miss North Carolina, it became even more important because as Miss North Carolina, I'm meeting new people every day, and I want to be able to give them 100% of my energy and my effort. And the best way to do that is by first nurturing myself and finding those moments to breathe. And so that's something that I feel like I have really improved in centering myself and learning how to do that in anywhere, whether I'm in Wilmington or Asheville or anywhere in between or across the country. 2024 for me starts out with an amazing opportunity, and that is at the Miss America competition in Orlando, Florida in the second week of January. And that opportunity will not only provide me the chance to win thousands of dollars in scholarship money that can go towards my education, but also the opportunity to be the brand ambassador for the Miss America opportunity across the United States and across the world. And so really having that as the first thing that's going to happen in my year of 2024 is super exciting. And I'm super grateful for those opportunities. And no matter what happens at the end of my time at Miss America in Orlando, I'm so proud to represent North Carolina and to share the lessons that I've learned along the way with the people of North Carolina and beyond.
Thank you for watching the We Should Know Show with J.W. Simmons. We'll be back in one moment after this commercial break.
Providing fewer commutes, more backyard offices, and crystal clear meetings. Providing less, you froze up, and more presence in your presentations. Providing a better internet experience. Providing possible.
You're out for an evening on the town. Finally a chance to relax and forget that you left your front door completely unlocked. Fortunately, you just installed a security system from Star Communications. With just your cell phone, you can check on your house, lock it down, light it up, and get back to relaxing.
He forgot to put Buster in his crate.
Unfortunately, we can't help with that. Security and automation from Star Communications. Call today to find out more.
Honey, do we pay our bill?
What bill?
The Star Communications bill.
No worries, honey. With Star's paperless billing and automatic draft system, I get a notification sent right to my phone. There's no need to be bothered with those paper statements, and our bill is paid on time every month.
Well, that's easy and convenient.
It sure is, honey.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
The baby.
Oh, right.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. J.W. Simmons here, your host of We Should Know. We're on the outside today. We're talking to folks about what's going on in 2023, 2024, that perspective question that we mentioned a while ago. The first person up to give us his perspective on both of those subjects is the police chief, Anthony Davis, right here in Clinton, and that's followed by Dr. Ted Thomas, an individual that many people know and have met here, has been part of the community since the 80s, and different perspectives, different kinds of opportunities to see what other folks are thinking. Stay tuned as you listen to this, and we'll see you in a moment. Anthony Davis, Police Chief, City of Clinton, North Carolina. What was your biggest challenge in 2023, and what do you see as the biggest opportunity for 2024?
JW, I believe our biggest challenge this year has been keeping up with cost, the inflationary costs of everything, dealing with departmental budgets and all of our equipment and everything we have on rotation. Also, those prices are increasing, so when we sit at the table and try to figure out where that money is coming from, we got to figure out where, how we divvy that money up as far as our costs within the department, where those funds go to, all our programs. So that's been a real big challenge for us this year. Going into the new year, School safety is always big importance to us. So we added a SRO. So going into the new fiscal year, we're looking to add an additional SRO with help of school staff, and just increasing some school safety initiatives out at our city schools.
So Dr. Ted Thomas, I want to thank you for being here this morning. I also want to thank you for stepping up and doing a lot of things that you're doing now in retirement as president of the Board of Trustees at Sampson Community College. It's just amazing at what's going on in your life, and you're very, very much physically engaged in the community and stay in shape, both mentally and physically. What we're looking for this morning is for you to talk about what your biggest challenge was in 2023 when you look back. And we're at the precipice here of 2024. When you look at 2024, what do you see as one of those things, I guess that you would say you want to accomplish? That thing that you're looking at, I want to get this done in either your life or with the community. What would I like to see happen in 2024?
As far as 2023 has been some challenges. I retired about 5 years ago. And since that retirement, I've become the chair of the Board of Trustees there at the community college, also chair the YMCA here that's just starting, and chair the multicultural committee that's here in Sampson County. Plus I pastor a church and I have a family. So 2023 has been a balancing act, but I'm one of those who's always been engaged in the community, and I like challenges. And the challenges that we had as far as like the community college, there's some things we want to get done there at the community college. One was facilities. We wanted to get more facilities because we have the students. We're trying to get the facilities to take care of the students. Sampson Community College has grown over the years. We're one of the few colleges over this past year that grew about 10%. And other colleges went down. So getting the facilities there that will house those students is one of the biggest challenges that we have there at the community college. With Dr. Stahl and his administration and the other board of trustees, we reached out, and we've been fortunate and blessed enough where we got money to start 3 building projects. We gonna have a nursing building, health allied building that's gonna be coming up. We're in the process. We got the funding from the state this past year in the budget, and hopefully we'll start bidding that out, and we'll get that health allied building hopefully within the next 2 to 3 years. We're getting ready to add to our activity center. The activity center will be added to, and it's going to be like, I call it a mini gym. It's really not going to be a gym, but it's going to be where people can come and meet, and people have opportunities to come there because that was truly needed. And the USDA gave us a grant about $2 million, plus we put some other money in there, and we hopefully going to be bidding that out. And the last thing, as far as facility-wise at the community college, we're going to do a connection between the kitchen building and the administration building, the north building. Those area there was probably the elevator was old and it wasn't a walk-through. So now we're going to have rooms for the students to come up if they want to study, if they want to have some place to relax. But that new connection between the kitchen building and the north building, we're looking forward, and we get ready to build that out. I've been really fortunate enough that, we have a great board of trustees along with the administration, and we see things not for ourselves, not politically, but we see things that's going to elevate the students themselves. And that's what we keep moving towards, is things that's going to elevate the students, things that's going to be the best for the students, have the best staff in place, and have those individuals in place that the students, our motto is to begin here and go anywhere. And that's what we try to do. We try to get our students to have the preparation here. My youngest son was a product of Sampson Community College, and he's gone, he got his bachelor's, and he's gone and done well there. And so it's a beginning point. And we started a new heavy equipment class, and they graduated last week. About 16 people in that class. We're starting a new one that has taken off. Our truck driving has taken off. And things are just continually to do well there at the community college. And just to kind of on the wide, I met last week in Wilmington, and we trying to get things in place. We continue to try to encourage people to join the Y. It's one of those facilities that is youth-based. And so get your kids out to the Y. You know, we want to continue to let our Y grow. And we're trying to get programs in place so those children would have a place. We're starting an after-school program there at the Y. So those things, we just trying to get people to continue to enroll and join the Y. We do have financial assistance for those people who may not be able to pay the monthly dues. We have financial assistance that can help those out. And so if you go and you say, well, I might not can afford it, just ask at the front desk, say, do you have financial assistance? And they'll be happy to assist you with those things. So, you know, overall in 2023, challenges as far as chairing those three organizations, being a pastor of First Missionary Baptist Church in Warsaw, and plus my family, and I'm still in school. I'm working on my doctorate. And so, you know, things, sometimes people ask, you know, how do you handle all that? And I'm one of those that I'm, you know, basically religious. And I say, well, God put you in places that he wants you to be. And when I'm in places that I think God wants me to be, I know that he will provide the things that I need to get done and need to enhance the community itself, because I've been now in Sampson County. I was just thinking 40 years. So I've been here longer than I've been anywhere else. Yeah, my hometown is in South Carolina, so I've been here for 40 years. And when I got here, I always wanted to be engaged in the community, because I always been one of those that, you know, wherever you stay, my family is the same way. Wherever you stay, try to make a difference in that community where you stay. Just don't be there, stay there, and reap benefits. But if you reap benefits, Sampson County has blessed me in many ways as far as my dental practice is concerned. So I just don't want to take those benefits that they have given me and go away and go somewhere else. I want to make a difference and make some changes, you know, as far as Sampson County, that I always was taught that wherever you go, try to leave a footprint where you left. And that way, when people see that footprint, they can remember, oh, that was Ted Thomas. That was, you know, they just always try to leave a footprint on what you are doing in the community. And as far as 2024, the challenges continue. You know, I still would like to see some things done at the community college. We still got some challenges, and we still got some things we want to try to progress there at the community college. And working with Dr. Starling, like I said, our new multicultural committee, it's been but, you know, we have some things that we are getting in place and want to make some changes, you know, as far as reaching out to the community, as far as the multicultural community, and making some changes in that and continue to work on the why. So my thing is just to stay engaged. They always ask me, my church is always wanting to say, well, how much longer? I've been at the church now 15 years. and they kind of answer on how long I'm going to be there. I say, I'll be here until the Lord tell me to leave. And whenever that takes place, then I'll let y'all know. But don't get worried. Don't worry about that. I say that as long as the Lord got me in whatever organization, as long as I'm chair of the community college, as long as I'm chair at the Y and chair of the multicultural committee, and plus my other situations, I'm one of those that whatever the Lord give you, he'll give you the gumption and the strength to get through it. So the challenges, I don't worry about the challenges. I think the main thing, when I stop making a difference, I think that's when it's time for me to step down. And hopefully I continue to make a difference in the community in those areas that I serve.
Well, I want you to do this for me. I want you to also, when I'm listening to you, and of course I knew some of the things you're talking about, what impresses me so much is that you are literally taking a leadership role in three of the most critical areas of our community today. And not only this community, but the communities throughout this country.
Right.
And one of those, when I look at the YMCA, is something for our youth to find some sense of grounding in,
right,
some sense of structure in. The other is your part with the ministry. It gives core values
exactly
to our youth and our people.
Exactly.
Then when I look at the community college and your leadership role in that, you're giving them a future through that.
Right.
I'm just wondering if you could just kind of speak to those three areas. Anything you want to speak to those three before
you know, people, I spoke at the community college not too long ago to the, they were doing Black History program. In fact, I'm speaking this year again at the Black History program. But one of the things that I told the students, I impressed to the students, I said, growing up in my era, there are many times that people tried to close doors in your face. They didn't want you to advance. They didn't want you to get there. I grew up during the 60s, 70s, and there was a lot of things that people tried to close doors in my face and I'm one of those that, I'm not going to turn around and I'm not going to go back. And so what I tell the students or what I tell anybody, I say the only person who can stop what God got for you is you. If you let people turn you around and God got that for you, the only person you got to blame is yourself. So I continue, if whatever your dream is, whatever your hope is, if you go by faith and just say, God got this for me, and you continue to move forward, and you don't worry about what people will say or what people will do, because if I had listened, even when I moved here in Clinton 40 years ago in 83, I had a banker tell me you will never make it here in Clinton. And if I would have listened to that banker, ain't no telling where I would have been. I would have been gone somewhere else or went to look for somewhere else. But just because he thought that, I knew that there was a higher being that knew that I could make it. And that's why if the only person that can stop what God has for you is you. And so don't listen to what people say, or don't listen to discouragement. Be around those people who are going to encourage you to do what thus says the Lord. Encourage you that sometimes, things get tough and you just look for those people. I always say, look and hang around people who are encouragers, not discouragers.
Thank you for watching the We Should Know Show with J.W. Simmons. We'll be back in one moment.
For the ultimate Wi-Fi experience, you need whole home Wi-Fi from Star Communications. Star's whole home Wi-Fi provides ultimate coverage, ultimate performance, and ultimate power all the time. Star's whole home Wi-Fi systems feature the latest Wi-Fi 6 technology and are equipped with unrivaled bandwidth and 4 times more simultaneous connections. So you can connect tons of devices throughout your home with no lag and no downtime. Plus, with 24/7 support and remote troubleshooting, you can rest assured that Star is always there to help you should any issues arise. Star's whole home Wi-Fi also comes with the Command IQ mobile app, putting you in control of your home network and making it easy to set up and connect devices, run network speed tests, pause Wi-Fi, and set parental controls all from the palm of your hand. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. Contact Star today to get started.
Let's get out of here.
Protect what matters most in your life with security from Star Communications.
105.7. 105.7. Tuning into Christian 105.7 is tuning in to a space of hope, encouragement, answers, and love. With the magic of radio or the convenience of the internet, Christian 105.7 is focused on sharing the universal truth and light of Christ with a local touch that creates that special feeling of community. More than just another broadcast station, we're your neighbors. Christian 105.7. What faith sounds like.
Welcome back. Next part of our show, talking about things that coming up in 2024 and also things that happened in 2023, is 2 folks that I'm sure you're probably aware of and many people may know. Certainly you'll recognize their name, Ron Davis. And we're giving him a title today. I'm not sure if this is it, but we're calling him like the director of operations for WCLN Radio. And thank Ron for being with us. And the next person you're going to hear from is the CEO and Executive Vice President of Star Communications, Donna Bullard. And we thank them for stopping long enough to have a conversation with us.
So the challenge for 2023, I've been in the education system now for 10 years. And after COVID, seeing the kids, there's a challenge there, a gap that we have, a learning gap with the kids educationally, where we missed an entire year basically because of the pandemic. And it's been a challenge this past year to see those kids continue to try to catch up and close that learning gap. So from an educational standpoint, 2023 has been a challenge in getting kids to really understand that they've got to really bear down and focus and work hard to close that gap. For us as a radio station, we of course have lost two founding members, so to speak, here at the radio station, with Grandpa Pat and Nolan Z retiring. And so it's been a challenge for us as a business to try to find someone to be able, or find folks to be able to replicate what they've done for the community. And so that's been a challenge for us for 2023. And but we're looking forward to 2024. I think some of the opportunities for 2024 is for us as a community to continue to build upon the relationships, to continue to help, try to find avenues to help people, help one another. We're a diverse community. And so having the opportunity to understand that, and having the opportunity to understand that we can help one another in different capacities through our different cultures, through the different ways that we think. It's a political year coming up, and so I think it's important to remind folks to make sure that even though we may disagree on different things, that we still are friends, and we're still people that can be respectful to one another. So that's a great opportunity for 2024. And really just taking 2024 and really thinking about how can I leave something better than I found it? And I think we're all, as we think about our purpose here, even with our radio station, we always think about our community and how we can do things to help our community and help them understand. We're just being the conduit between information that can help them, whatever capacity that may be, and just being able to leave this community better than we found it. And I think if we all have that mindset for 2024, that hopefully as we're standing here at the end of 2024, we can look back and see that we had a successful 2024.
Ron, when you look at 2024, how do you look at that challenge of getting communication out through a medium like radio that's been around for literally decades? And now you're challenged with everything from social media platforms to TV and other channels. How do you connect that together?
You've got to understand your audience. And we've moved the needle some in 2023, which was a challenge for us here at the radio station. We went from playing some 40s, 50s music to now where we've moved the needle up to where we're more 60s, 70s, 80s, understanding that, the clientele, our audience is changing. And so you've got to be able to relate to the audience and making sure that you're giving relevant information out that they need. And that's why we have different folks come in. Our Talk of the Town segments in the morning time has been a good thing for us here at the radio station, and getting information out that folks need to know. And then understanding too, as you move forward in 2024, what the community needs, and being able to adjust to that.
When 2024, when you process that mentally as kind of the operations chief down here, how do you deal with the immediacy of getting information out? People are getting very used to getting information literally within short time periods.
Well, we have a no delay policy around here, believe it or not, is what I call it. And as soon as we get information out, or get information to us, we automatically put it out over the air on our social media, all the different avenues that we have here at Funtime Oldies to be able to do that through Star Communications Channel 16, the partnership we have with them. It's making sure that you do make sure it's relevant, make sure it's true, and then when you have those two things, then you put it on the air, because you really don't want to try to be the first one out to put information just because you have that information. You got to make sure it's relevant and make sure it's true. And we don't want to be one of those media outlets that don't put out stuff that's not true.
Do you ever see like radio and TV utilizing as part of their platform social media in the sense of immediate stuff that needs to go out? And I know they're already doing this, obviously, with various TV stations. People are literally signed to look at Facebook and point out things on Facebook. How does that work for radio?
Well, in the capacity that we're in, it's all hands on board. So everyone that's staff here has the opportunity to use our social media as they're out and about in the community. They're in the radio station as we get calls, to use that social media to get that information out as quickly as possible. And so for us, that's the way that we're able to do it, is just having the ability for our staff to have access to all of our social media platforms to be able to get that information out quickly.
This idea of not only getting information out, but you mentioned the accuracy of it and making sure it's correct and those kinds of things. How do you stay out of and I'll use this term, how do you stay out of the fire when it's a very contentious kind of conversation in the community, whatever it may be, about subjects of funding, about what we should fund or should not? How do you make sure that you find a neutral lane somewhere without taking sides? Or do you take sides? I guess what I'm saying is, how do you stay out of the controversy?
Yeah, we're very, we make sure that we, if we give someone the opportunity to share one side, we always make sure we give someone else the opportunity to share the opposite side. So we never show favoritism toward one side or other. We're a radio station and a media platform for all our listeners. And so that's, we're very cognitive of that. And we want to make sure as we move forward in 2024 that we continue to do that in the environment that we're in sometimes, is that we are a community media radio station, and that's what we'll continue to be. And so we got to really make sure that if we do allow one side to voice their opinion, that we always allow the opposite side to voice their opinion as well.
You know, JW, I can't think of one challenge that comes to mind. There were many challenges throughout 2023 for Star Communications. One that comes to mind, of course, is the demand of meeting our members where they need to be. Everyone wants broadband, fiber in that ground, fiber to the home. We've got a service territory of 1,458 square miles, and we need every bit of that plowed with fiber and construction. That within itself is a challenge. Rising costs, inflation, just like the rest of the nation. Star Communications has felt the impact of that. The cost of our fiber, our supplies within itself, cost is rising. Customers are demanding that our service costs decrease. So I've got a rise over here and a decrease of revenues. I've got to meet those customers where they are. That's a balancing act within itself. So operational costs and the demand of service offerings to decrease, that too is a challenge. The third challenge that comes to mind is our employee body. Now, we have been displaced, of course, since Hurricane Matthew and Florence. And as productive and successful as I think we have been in as a company, that is a challenge. We currently employ 87 employees. We have a staff of 11 over at our retail office located by Lowe's that has one restroom in it. And I too would like to even be able to offer more to our members. Our corporate office, that is a challenge. Now, while it's a challenge, it's going to be something I'm looking forward to in 2024. We did receive a grant to construct a new corporate office, and super excited, looking forward to that. But until we are in that facility, our labor force is spread out. I think efficiencies are missed without our folks under one roof. I think a lot of business takes care of sometimes around the water coolers and in the hallways. You know, you can always send an email. We're a technology company. So I don't say that that's lacking, but it does make a difference. There's something about this, face-to-face, sitting down, talking with folks, handling situations and taking care of business. So I think a lot of those are a challenge. It has been my first year as CEO in this role at Star Communications. I've had some great leaders before me, and I'm sure they face some of the same challenges that I have faced. I would have to say, as good as it's been, we have a wonderful employee body, but for me, a challenge has been, have I met the expectation of my directors, my board members? Have I met the expectations of our employee body? And am I meeting the expectations of our members and our customers? So all of those within themselves, to me, have been great challenges within 2023. I'm looking forward in 2024. We did receive a grant in 2023, almost $25 million from USDA. That is going to help us mitigate the challenge of broadband to all of our territory. That should wrap up the majority of our service territory. For those folks that we don't have fiber to the home yet, we are coming. This grant will take care of that. We have projects in place that we are working towards 100% fiber deployment across 1,458 square miles. So that's something I'm very much looking forward to in 2024. That will meet the customer's demands. Hey, I need fiber. I need broadband. And once that's in place, simply maintaining that network, I am looking forward to, hopefully that too will help decrease the price. Fiber is much cheaper to maintain and operate than a copper network. So looking forward to reduce expenses in that area and passing along those savings to our members. With that being said, we did break ground in 2023 for our new corporate office as well, talking about the challenges of our employees being spread out. I am so proud that we have broken ground. We've got construction started on our new corporate office. It's over 30,000 square feet. It's roughly a $20 million project. And I think for the city of Clinton and Sampson County, that is huge. Now, we do have our Elizabethtown district office located down in Bladen County for those folks as well. But in the past 5 years, our Sampson County and surrounding counties, for them to walk into an office and speak to a customer service rep, they've only had the availability to go out to our retail space over by Lowe's in the shopping center there. And while I'm proud of that office, they do a great job, it's a confined area. A lot of folks, we have a staff of 11 in there with one restroom. And this new corporate office, like I said, it's going to be a large facility. It will house all of our departments, from our plant construction group, our engineering group, our accounting, customer service, a retail space for folks to go in and buy some of the more modern, latest state-of-the-art technology with our Wi-Fi solutions. They'll be able to go in and see it and have something, hands-on, and be able to speak with a customer service rep to help show them how to use that and educate and learn. There'll be room enough in there. If we needed to do something for our members and our communities, we will be able to have training rooms and things like that. So very much looking forward to 2024. I don't think it'll be finished in 24, but it should be finished early to mid of 2025. So I think they're going to put quite a dent in that project. So looking forward to seeing that grow throughout the year. And then, of course, our fiber deployment, meeting our members where we need to be there, getting that fiber in the ground, and expanding our service offerings in our territories to our customers. So hopefully 2024 will be a very productive and prosperous year for us all.
Thank you for watching the We Should Know Show with J.W. Simmons. We'll be back in one moment after this commercial break.
Eastern North Carolina is a beautiful place where we gladly choose to call home, and we strive to provide the best communications services. STAR is committed to improving communications to all our service areas, because we want to improve the communities where we not only work, but also live. STAR Communications. We are neighbors serving neighbors.
Just because something may work doesn't mean it's right for your business. Let STAR Communications' knowledgeable consultants help you customize a hosted voice system that's right for you. Our dedicated experts work with you to understand your business needs and guide you at every step, from choosing and installing services to ongoing maintenance and support. Contact STAR today.
Folks, welcome back. Last part of the show coming up today, and we asked two people that probably is known more in the community, and they are probably the most giving people that I'm certainly aware of anywhere, and that's Becky Spell and Jennifer Brewer. Jennifer's been working with Becky for some time now, and I want you to hear from both of these folks. Becky, of course, is the operations person there for Tim's Gifts. Many people, churches, faith-based organizations, folks in the community has benefited from the kindness and the hearts of both of these people. And we just felt it was important for you to hear their perspective as we look at and find ourselves in 2024.
What a wonderful time of the year. That it's not just Christmas or New Year's, it's every month of the year. And we are so blessed here at Tim's Gift to be able to give help and hope to people in need. The year of 2023 was a very good year for us. We are grateful for community support. But if we had some challenges that we'd like to share, I think one would be, how do you give help and hope to everybody that needs it? Because some would never ask, and some ask every day. Some of the things that we do here at Tim's Gift to help people, medical supplies, medical equipment, help with medical bills. But the most important thing that we do is have prayer with everybody that comes through the door. You know, it seems to change the whole spirit. And that's the challenge we've had sometimes, because some people are not really at ease with that. But we have prayer warriors in this, all of our volunteers, everybody who works here, Jennifer and myself, Diane who works remotely. Our challenge has been to bring people closer to Christ, not just to give them the things that they need in medical situations. But our challenge has also been, how do we meet all those needs when so many are being sent here? And we would like to see in 2024, that our community comes together in an even greater way. We've seen it in 2023. Most of you watching this probably have just been in downtown Clinton and experienced the beauty of lights. You've experienced love as people would hug and see one another. I remember Sharon posted and said, wow, I've seen all the kids that I've worked with at the learning station, and it's a loving thing, but we must make that choice. And here at Tim's Gift, we are forced to make choices every day. Are the people who come for help and hope telling the truth? Have they really been sent from the churches that they tell us they turn them away and wouldn't offer them any help? Are they really homeless? Are they really in need? But what we have depended on is God's direction and discernment. And we do that every day. And we'll continue that in 2024 because we are not the judge, but we also have to use good common sense. And in that, God will lead us. So we are grateful to live in a community in Eastern North Carolina where God, Father, our Heavenly Father, where faith and family really means something. And that's our challenge to everybody watching this. Maybe you are in ministry, or you own a business, or you work in an area where you're challenged every day, as we are, to listen to needs of people and wonder, how can we help? The greatest help we can give is coming together even closer as a community, supporting one another. There are 8 churches in Clinton and Sampson County that support us monthly. We are so grateful for that. And it's not only financial, it is concern. They will call and check on us. A preacher at a new church in town, well, he's the new preacher at a church in town. I won't call his name, but he called 2 weeks ago just to check on us and see if we're okay. Now that's what we need. If we can all check on one another, help one another, and love one another, 2024 will be the best year ever. Thank you for supporting Tim's Gift and understanding that we're not perfect, but we're doing our best to meet the needs of people in our community and beyond. We are now serving people in 10 other counties and 3 foreign countries. It's amazing what God will do when we give Him the reins. Let's do that in 2024. And then all those obstacles can become blessings, and we will be closer in our community, our churches, and our homes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer Brewer. I work here at Tim's Gift in Clinton, and 2023 has been a year, I guess I could say. So many things have happened all in the community with me, with people being sick, and there's been a lot of deaths and a lot of cancer diagnoses. But for me, myself, I know I've had this year, for some reason, I had a lot of medical issues come up. I've had just about every test you could have done from your head to your toe. And I had a inpatient stay at UNC, but everything has worked out. Everything's better. With God and prayer, I've come through it all. I've back here at Tim's Gift, and in the community, so many other people have been sick. And here at Tim's Gift, we try to help everyone we can with their needs. There's been a lot of challenges. We get a lot of people here at Tim's Gift that some organization here or a church or organization wherever sends people to Tim's Gift, and beyond our control are some things, but we're unable to help maybe every person in the county with every single thing they need. But other organizations we find are sending them to us. So in 2024, one of the obstacle from 2023 and a challenge that I would like to see something done about is all the organizations that are in Sampson County. We've tried it, other people have tried it before, but we want to work together, find a way for all the Sampson County churches. There's several many organizations in Clinton or Sampson County as a whole, and we need to come together as a group, whether one organization takes control, whether a church takes control, but something has got to be done to come together with maybe it's a website that people can go on and say, okay, I need housing. This organization does that. I need food. This organization does that. And make it a whole where everyone can work together to put out the mission that their organization or their church is there to help people with, and more people could be helped in an efficient and just a smoother process as a whole. So I hope in 2024, somehow we can all get together as charities, organizations, churches, and have a problem solved with that issue.
Jennifer, tell us what would improve for you in 2024. The thing that touches you that would make your life better for Jennifer Brewer.
It's hard to say because I feel like everything is good, and I don't dwell or harp on the things I have going on. I move ahead. I don't think, well, I can't see. I've got a doctor's appointment today and tomorrow. I just go, do what I need to do. And then I go back to Tim's Gift and continue on. And I don't let those things bring me down. You still have a life. You still want to be productive in society. So you just keep moving forward and doing what you know is best. And thinking about what's going on that's not the best for your situation only pulls you down. And then you get in this hole that you can't get out of.
Well, I've told her since she came here. I know I'm still in your light, but we do it together, don't we? Mm-hmm. It's a togetherness. Yeah. And Jennifer's been here for a long time, for going 7 or 8 years. And she first came here, she simply went next door to buy a taco. And she asked her mother what was this place, and she told her that we helped cancer patients. And it started from there, didn't it?
Yep. I thought, well, I'm looking at a volunteer job after I went to a rehab center for the blind, and they suggested volunteering because I was diagnosed with leukemia when I was 20, and I did not have much work experience. So I called Miss Becky. I thought, somewhere that works with cancer patients, that's right up my alley. I've got that. And now, 7, 8 years later, here we are.
And I did not have the right attitude. It's not that I didn't have the right attitude. I didn't know what to do because I didn't know what you could do.
What would a blind person do? That's what she was thinking. What's a blind person going to do? But I can see a little bit, so I'm not completely black seeing.
It took about 3 calls. It took a while. And when we made the decision and the lady came and we prayed about it, we prayed. And prayer changes things. That's what I think, Jennifer, that's probably one of the most powerful things here, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
The prayer that we have with people that come. So we prayed about it.
But I wasn't here during that prayer. There was just her and the lady from the rehab services or the blind.
But when the prayer was over, we were both sitting at that prayer table over there. And I looked at her and I said, yes, God will make a way. And he has. I have not heard you, Jennifer, complain, honestly. One time. I've not heard it one time in the last 7 years that you've been here working with us. Please don't tell them how many times I've complained.
There's no need in complaining.
Amen. But we've learned working together. And that's the message I think that you were sharing and I was sharing with our community and our churches is that we work together.
Mm-hmm.
That we pray together. And we don't just go through the motions. We don't go through the motions here. We do what we need to do and we work together. And we've got volunteers. We've got one here today working in the other room. And we have just been very blessed. And I just want you to know that whomever is watching this, I pray that they see the beauty and the love and the vigor and the stability and the fight that's in you that I see every day. And you do it so beautifully.
I'm just feeling here, just listening to you, that you are, what you're saying is inspiring people.
Yes.
And what you're speaking, people that need to hear it will hear it. So anything that you want to add to that, it's open, but just feel free. And I think if God's saying something to me, he wants me to make sure you understand that you have a tremendous message.
One more thing that I just want everyone to know is, yes, I was diagnosed with leukemia in 2003, so 20 years ago. I had a bone marrow transplant. 2 years later, relapsed, had a second bone marrow transplant, a bunch of other medical issues since then. 5 years ago, I had a kidney transplant, and I just want everyone to know that everyone goes through their hardships. Everyone has their own issues. It could be a broken fingernail or it could be a bone marrow transplant. But it's your issue going on in your mind, and it's just the worst thing at that time. But just know that with God and with your own strength, that you can make it through these things. You don't have to sit at home and think, oh my, I'm dying, or I don't, why me? You just keep moving on through what you've been through, and you can make it through, and you can make something of yourself. You don't have to be poor, pitiful me. And always, the main thing I always think of is when I'm feeling bad, I always think there is someone else out there that is way worse than me, and they're making it through. So just keep going and be positive. Yeah. That's it.
Folks, I want to thank you for being with us today. Hope you've enjoyed the comments and commentary from a number of folks right here in the community that probably you know. Now, as we look at 2024 and we put 2023 behind us, we want to wish you and everybody in your family and community and folks that watch this show constantly, and I hear from frequently. I appreciate that so much. We've been on the air 10 plus years now, a decade plus. I want to thank all of those folks at Star Communications that makes this happen, the people that are on the other side of the camera, and I want to thank those folks at WCLN Radio that also gets to you in a audible format. Each week we try to bring you a new show with people that have a huge role in our society that's making a difference as things happen. Please continue to reach out to us at weshouldknowedu@gmail.com. letting us know what you think. If you want to drop us a note, Post Office Box 1482, Clinton. Again, my name is J.W. Simmons. The name of the show is We Should Know, and I want to wish you a very blessed and happy 2024.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of We Should Know with host J.W. Simmons. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion regarding this or any episode, please send your emails to weshouldknowedu@gmail.com. And remember to tune in every Tuesday at 2:30 for another informative episode of We Should Know.